Brown guy with tattoos. I think I'm covered. We're looking for a brown guy with tattoos. Perfect.
Is that the AK day?
That was the AK day. So
Chest blasted?
chest. He just won.
How about this? We'll give something for the listeners. All right.
Dude, if people understood that they can get slapped at any fucking point in time, they would legitimately shut the fuck up. Fucking take the labels off of this shit. If they want to drink the bleach, drink the bleach. So day drinking, and I was like,
I caught that. I'm like, motherfucker! It's 11.
We're at work.
11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Work at least.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
I was at work too, but I was like, yes.
Now it's time for you to talk about Blood Dick.
Right.
Why the fuck were you guys talking about that before the fucking episode? Hashtag Blood Dick.
So awesome.
Welcome to the Covert Standard. What's up, guys? You're listening to the Covert Standard.
Nobody
Thanks for tuning in.
listens to this.
The few people that do listen to this.
You're not listening to it? I don't think.
I haven't listened to this in a very long time.
No, I mean them. They're right now. They're listening.
They're listening to this.
They're not listening to it.
So yeah, we're speaking to the very few individuals that are listening to us right now. But still just as important as anybody other.
Wow.
Anybody else.
It's a total mystery why no one listens to us.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Super professional.
Yeah.
so much shit that we talk.
Always post on time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's definitely that guy's fault.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy's fault. You know.
Who's that guy? I think that's all.
The producer.
Anyway, so the sponsor that's still here.
Sexy.
Is he still there?
Is he still alive?
Dude, he's doing
He is.
fucking laser engraving right now.
Yeah, he's
Does he have a
nerding
laser
out on that.
Does he have a
Yeah,
laser
he is.
engraving machine?
Yes.
Okay. So stonecoldworks.com. If you go to Stone Cold Works, you'll be able to see his price sheet and everything, what he does. He is a Cerakoter. He can Cerakote items, but for
No correction. Now he's a laser engraver. He Cerakotes on the side.
so he's doing that full time now?
Yeah, he just, you know how Stone is. He nerds out
Yeah,
on
he
something,
does,
and
yeah.
so he's been hyper focused on this
On the
laser
laser
engraver.
engraving.
He's doing
gotta
some
figure
really
it all
cool
out,
shit,
though,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, he's doing some super cool shit.
So now you can go to him and get your gun Cerakoted and laser engraved.
Yep.
Magazines. He basically laser engrave almost anything. So just hit him up and tell him Covert Standard sent you over there. If you want to do anything to your firearm to soup it up to nice and cool Gucci shit, that kind of thing.
You gotta love that though. When he learns something new, he just fucking dives into it.
Yeah, I have
Doesn't
a
just
3D
let me figure everything out.
I have a 3D printer now.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to 3D print
Let me just
everything.
see what I can make.
He has a very interesting mind.
Yeah.
Very interesting mind. He definitely goes through and he immerses himself into the world of whatever he's doing.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
What was on your phone?
Full commitment to it.
Did you just find out that Stone got canceled? Is that what yours on?
Yes.
On your phone?
Is that where you're looking at?
Everybody's canceled.
Everybody is Stone.
we're segueing
is
into
Stone,
that
is
already.
Stone, that's a fucking
That was a
great
smooth
fucking segue.
It
That was
caught
a
Chase
fucking-
off. He was like, "What are you
Yeah,
talking
Chase
about?"
had
No, it
no
wasn't
idea.
a good segue.
Chase
That was a
had no
terrible
idea.
segue.
Yeah.
Chase looked so
Jesus.
confused.
What the fuck just
Like
happened?
Stone? What's Stone? Oh.
So because we said that
It's like that wasn't the porn I was
he
watching.
stared-
Think I'm paying attention to this conversation?
So because
Oh,
he
sorry.
Cerakotes guns, he is now canceled. Is that how this works?
He's definitely been screwed with through Instagram before.
Yeah,
a couple
isn't that how
times.
it fucking works?
Through whoever processes payments too.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah,
with
it's
them,
true.
yeah.
So cancel culture has been a fucking thing right now that I'm trying to grasp and understand. I'm trying to get how all of a sudden some power that be has the ability to cancel whatever the fuck it is, and then people labeled it as culture canceling or canceling culture, whatever you want to call it. And I don't understand. I'm trying to grasp this. Like, is it a being? Is it a being that goes? I don't like that.
It's
so,
the group. So
It's a
it's
mob.
this
So what's the
people
group?
with incredibly loud voices say, "I don't like this, and I don't like that you like it, so you shouldn't be able to watch it."
Okay,
and those
so
people
they have
put
the
a lot
power?
of pressure. Well, they put a lot of pressure on the people that have the power, and those people are like, I don't want to jeopardize money.
This whole conversation.
Yeah. You're not gonna like this guy. Well, you might like the
Why?
conversation. So
keep
for
going.
instance, Mr. Potato
This has been
Head.
going on for
this-
a while, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was gonna say,
I know, but
last
like
2-3 years.
I know it's
No,
been,
no, longer
like
than that.
since longer
Longer
like,
than that.
Isn't
Because
that why
back
we
in the
started
day-
this podcast?
Yeah.
So I know that this cancel culture has been a
You
long.
did air quotes, people.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
air
right.
quotes. I know that it has been going going on for a long
So
time.
it's
It just
not
seems like
cancel
it's
culture?
no. It just seems like it's more consistent right now. Like it
Right.
just seems like
Right.
you're
Ramped
hearing
up.
about it more and more and more and more and more.
Of course.
So what I don't get about it is that who is this governing board of people that just can go, you know what, we don't like that, so we're going to cancel it.
It's a
now.
bunch of angry mobs that don't have shit to do.
Okay, so why is anybody fucking bending to them? This small
Because
group
there's
of people.
a bunch of them.
Fuck them. Who like I don't. What I don't understand is why are we bending
I
over
have
for
something
these?
for you. I have a good comparison. This is maybe a lame one because I'm stealing it from old Tucker Carlson, but
Racist.
he was pointing out two people that recently got canceled and how they dealt with it, and one of them was the banjo player for Mumford and Sons.
What?
Yes, the banjo.
So when you say canceled, this is what I want to bring to light. When you say canceled, what does that mean?
Enough
Okay,
people
here
complained
you go.
that nobody wanted to hire somebody.
No. That someone got fired.
Yes,
That's what cancel
that's
means.
what it is.
We want to get you fired from your fucking job. So the banjo player from Mumford and Sons had said some positive things about Jordan Peterson. And
Was it Jordan Peterson's book?
Hold on.
Sorry.
He said right.
Jesus.
He said some positive things about Jordan Peterson, and people got really upset about that.
Okay.
And then Andy No came out with a book about Antifa, and he recommended the book through Twitter.
Okay.
And because he recommended the book that Andy No put out on Antifa, he was fired from his position on Mumford and Sons.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he decided that he was going to put a tweet of an apology out of how sorry he was that he had hurt people, and he's now grown as a person, understanding how hurtful his book recommendation was, and that he needed to step away because he hurt his bandmates as well.
I'm going to be honest with you. I know of Mumford and Son. I didn't know that they were still a thing.
Yeah.
So when I read that article, I was like, huh?
So then the canceling is him getting fired, right? So they lean on the corporation or whoever these people work for, and the corporation feels like they have to make a decision based on this group of people, and then they fire this person.
Mob
so
mentality.
why are we giving this fucking quote-unquote mod mentality or whoever this is power?
No, you're not. So like, it's not because you're giving it power. It's a combination of two things. Everything's political, and the wokeness has its claws and everything. So it might be people say within like the promoter for the band or something along those lines that really hates those politics, and he had the N as the excuse to like put pressure on the band of like, well, this is going to affect like all your tour dates if you don't fire him. If he's still part of your band, then you're going to lose half of your income next year.
Let's just assume that the entire band was okay with it. And they probably weren't, but let's just assume it wasn't a problem with the band. What if the manager didn't like it?
Right.
What if the record company didn't like it? What if, like he's saying, the people booking them was I don't want to book you now?
What happens if the corporation never fired him? What happens?
They lose money.
But okay,
how?
So
Because
hold
of
on.
this group of
People
people?
stop booking them. People stop listening to them.
Because
people
of the
stop
group.
buying
Because of
their
the group of
albums.
people.
Because of pressure from other sources.
Yes.
So they think that there's going to be a potential loss of sales because they didn't bend to this mob.
Yes.
Okay.
Depending on your fan, it depends on a lot of things. Mumford and Sons is one of those bands that probably has some crossover with people that believe different shit, but there's probably enough that it's enough.
It's
of the
a very
people,
mainstream band.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Is that there's enough people that would like it that would probably agree with canceling him. That the move was, well, if we get rid of him, we'll drop this heat. We won't have people that hate the band; they just hate him. Whereas if you support him, now they hate the band, and none of you guys can get work.
So what I'm hearing is that all these places, this cancel culture is going after all these people. That greed is taking over their lives so much that they lost their fucking spine. Is what I'm hearing. Is that I'm going to lose sales on this, so you got to go because you said something that offended somebody.
It's not just greed; it's I don't want people to yell at me.
So the other example that I was going to get to there is Pierce Morgan.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that asshole. Didn't like him too much when he was in MSNBC. He's very anti-gun. He was English dude, came over to America and told us we're all evil for having guns. But he went.
Never mind.
Somebody had a counterpoint with him.
Pierce Bronson, the actor, right?
Pierce Bronson. He's a talking head.
What did he say his name was?
Pierce Morgan.
Pierce Morgan.
You're thinking Pierce Bronson.
Pierce Bronson. I was like,
you're thinking James Bond.
I was like, he was James Bond. What the fuck?
So I had. Oh, okay. Sorry. He's been back in the UK for a while now.
Okay.
And the whole bullshit on Oprah came out, right? The fucking the Harry and the whatever her Meghan Markle.
Malarkey or Malarkey.
Malarkey.
That's
Something.
malarkey.
I don't know her last
I
name.
thought it was Meghan Merkel.
Sure.
But either way, I don't fucking know. Did you guys catch any of that drama?
Only the memes. I didn't watch the interview, but I can figure out from what people talk.
I just don't recognize cancel culture.
So,
no. That's
anyways,
something different.
she got married into the English royal family, and she's an actress from L.A.
Okay.
And
it turns
she's
out
like,
they're all shitheads.
she's
Really?
She apparently is part black. Like I can't. Like she looks like a white chick to me.
For real.
Completely. But apparently she almost killed herself because of how racist and evil everybody is in the royal family, and
How
and
racist the super white people of the English
they
royal
said
family were.
that her child wasn't going to have like any
There,
kind of
there was some
special
type of
authority,
question
and,
when
like,
she was getting
someone asked how dark the baby was going to be. They couldn't name who it was or when it happened, but someone did vaguely. And so Piers Morgan went out and was like, "This is bullshit. This sounds like complete bullshit. I don't fucking believe a word of what she's saying. She's a liar. She married this dude to help her career, and she's now pulling this shit to help her career."
Yeah.
And they fired him, and so he's like, "Fine, that doesn't change my opinion. Fuck you," and walked off the set, and then tweeted about it later of like, and he pulled like the whole fake apology thing, and like for all those people that were really offended about my opinion, you can go fuck yourselves. I don't care. That's not
Good call.
And so it's
That's
like
probably the only thing I respect him for.
the two different reactions that you can have when you're canceled of like placate to the mob and hope that you can have a redemption arc later, or
Ignore it.
or fuck you, like go fuck yourself.
Yeah, because there will be people that cling to that. Like right now, Bill Burr. There are people that don't like Bill Burr again. He doesn't give a fuck, right? So if there's some hashtag cancel him, he's not going to care. He's not.
So
He's got his own show that he's working on, and he's got The Mandalorian, and he's got all of his stand-up and his pot. He's got a bunch of shit going. So if they don't like him for whatever reason...
these people will cancel for little...
he doesn't
He's
give a
awesome. That's why.
Yeah,
these little
he's also
things.
fucking funny.
They cancel these little things that you're talking about, like this.
You're talking about having
Little
an opinion.
things. I feel like these are people.
I mean,
that's my big problem with cancer culture is that like they want to pretend like these human beings aren't human beings.
So here's the best way to think about it, right? So it's this from the side that says that they're open-minded and that they accept other people's beliefs. If you have a belief that they don't like you and they don't want anyone else to. So
Yeah,
if
it's
your
not
belief,
just that they don't like you, they want you to get fucking
no, they don't
fired.
want you to exist.
Right.
Yeah, they don't want you to put out anything. They don't want you to talk about anything. They don't want other people to enjoy your content, right? So the people that say they're open-minded, accepting of other beliefs and all that shit, if you come out saying, hey, I kind of don't like that, they don't want you to have a job now. Even if what you're saying makes sense. Maj, the Black Guns Matter. He just said something about a Instagram post getting deleted. The Instagram post was, if Asians are worried about violence, maybe they should buy a gun and shoot the bad guy. Because there's that thing about stop violence against Asians, whatever the last attack thing was. What was that? Was that in...
This is in Atlanta, Georgia. It was horrific. A dude shot up 2 different Asian massage parlors and killed 8 people, 7 of them Asian women and 1 dude.
I really gotta... I'm gonna try not to make it dark joke.
Okay, so...
Oh, what joke? I want to hear it.
A dark joke. With it being specifically an Asian parlor, I'm trying not to make something funny.
It's because he didn't get his fucking happy ending.
Exactly.
I said that forever ago.
So... Okay, so
that was the first place when because I didn't know what was shot up. So when he said massage parlor, I was thinking, did they?
So it's a mob of weak people that can't fucking deal with anything offensive. They can't deal with
an opinion different than theirs.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if it's their opinion, it's perfectly fine.
It's perfectly fine.
So what it means is that
if you have their opinion, you're open minded.
So here's the problem. So they inherently what their whole motive is technically goes against everything they believe in.
Yes.
So they should cancel themselves. See, that's what I don't get is this mob mentality wants to cancel you because of their own fucking beliefs, but yet they don't believe in what their own beliefs are. So technically they should cancel themselves because they're doing the same thing.
They claim to be open-minded, but they are very close-minded. You have to have their same mentality in order to have a job.
Yeah, I'm not going to conform to that fucking bullshit. Fuck you. Like so that's what I'm trying to say is the CEOs aren't fucking standing up.
What you're talking about is nuance, and nuance doesn't exist in that side. It doesn't. You cannot paint something as it has to be black and white. Not race. It has to be yes or no. It has to be a very clear cut, this is it or this is it. It can't be anything in the middle. You can't say that, well, we have to discuss this because maybe it's something that has to be talked about because it's not 100% this way or that way. Maybe there's some truth here. Maybe they're lying. Whatever the topic is, let's go back to the Harry and whatever her name is interview, Meghan interview. Maybe there was some race. Maybe she was making some shit up. Maybe the fact that she was just able to nod when Oprah asked her who. You know what I mean? Maybe there was some shit she was questioning.
Markle.
Sure. Maybe there was some shit that she was just making up.
Yes,
and the fact that you questioned it is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's nuance. Maybe we should be able to question somebody else's story and say, is that true? Or are we 100% sure what happened?
Mm-hmm.
They don't believe in that. That's racist for you to do that. It is. Fucking donut operator's been on that for a long time. He pulls up some shooting that happened that pissed people off. He's like, well, this is what actually happened. Like, we have to discuss the nuance, what happened, right? We have to talk about the story. You can't talk about the story. It's the headline. We're in a culture of headlines. And if the headline is bad, we get rid of whoever made the headline, whoever the headline is about.
So because of the increase of technology and the increase of social platforms that people can communicate with each other on a large scale, it causes people, like-minded people, to kind of gather together, and then they
echo chamber.
And then they all end up doing, I don't know, make a choice on something.
I don't know that that's the problem.
Okay. But
I don't think that's the problem. I think
the echo chamber or just people being able to...
Both. I don't think that's the problem.
I don't think social media is a problem. I don't
say that.
Because you can share ideas on it, at least.
I think that the problem is the short communication.
Yes.
That's the problem. It's the TV has started it a long time ago to where you can't talk about anything for longer than 5 minutes.
You can't flush it out.
Because we need a commercial break.
Yeah.
So cable news, it's 24 hours worth of news, and yet there's never an in-depth conversation like you'd find on like a Joe Rogan.
That goes back to it becomes...
It's all very short form. And then same thing with Twitter and everything else.
It's
becomes
not
necessarily the echo chamber, and it's not necessarily the fact that everybody has an opinion. It's that no one digs deeper.
Yeah,
everybody's too fucking lazy to go deeper.
It's all surface level stuff, and so people make snap judgments. It would drive me nuts all the time. I'd be like in a break room listening to a podcast, and someone would walk in and then immediately say something about it, and like they have no fucking clue of the context of the conversation and what they're really talking about. But that's how people are. It's that kind of exact thing, just multiplied over and over and over and over again.
It's the right now information.
Don't dig deep into something, so they don't have an informed opinion. They just have a snap judgment, and then they just kind of move on.
It's the
game. Like keep people's attention span.
Well, I read the headline, so I'm making a judgment on the headline. I'm not reading what happened.
The entire culture is fed into that to where it's not just the consumer of media that's doing that; it's the writers of media.
Yeah, that's their point. Is that they
journalists
want their story. They're going to make a story. Sure, it's going to be whatever their narrative is, but the headline is what they want you to read.
But it's also that they're not I feel like when we were younger, and maybe this is my naivety, when we were younger, journalists they fucking read an entire article and then had an opinion on it. Now, because the pressure is on them, and it has been for almost 2 decades now, of we need something now. Yeah. Come out with something now.
Their entire articles, the opinion on what happened.
Their attention span is no better than mine it is now. So, I'm more likely to read a whole article than they are. They're more likely going to read a headline and then form an opinion based on that. And I'm not talking about the consumers of media. I'm talking about the creators of media.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
This is journalists that are doing this. And I think that feeds into a big issue.
That goes back to what you're talking about. It's these people, like he's saying, are reading a short headline that somebody else wrote, and they go, well, that's how this played out. And then they make their own headline and story, and then that pisses off somebody who doesn't have the time to read out the entire thing or search another article to read out the entire thing, right? And then they just hashtag cancel whoever this is about.
So are we working on getting canceled? Because how do you feel about the Jews?
Depends on which one.
I didn't get that joke.
Depends on which one.
I don't know.
I missed that joke.
He's doing good.
I missed that joke.
No, I was going along with you on this.
I missed the joke.
How do you feel about Jews?
I don't really care about anybody indifferently, I guess.
Fucking racist.
You're such a piece of shit, bro.
Okay, whatever.
Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
I like what part of the racist side of the cancel culture thing. They got rid of all of the brown people that are on things
Yes!
for just fucking white people stuff.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
and it's supposed to be because
Erasure.
yeah.
We're playing the like it's racist, so we can't put them on there. Yeah,
But they're
racist white people don't like that brown people are on things. That's why we're canceling.
There's a bunch of white people that feel offense
That's what I
for
was trying
brown
to say.
people.
So that's what I was trying to say from the beginning. They are
And then
going
I'm just
against
another
their
white
own.
person
They're going
stepping over
against
your
their.
voice.
They're
I'm
going.
sorry.
They're going against their own.
Piece of shit.
They're going against their own. They're like
Yes.
what they believe in. They are also doing it.
There's been a lot of people coming out that's like, listen, you don't have to be offended for me. I have my own opinion
So-
on this.
So it's like one of my favorite Venn diagrams someone has made on the internet,
What
and
are,
it's
what are you doing with your hands?
like a physical
okay.
Venn diagram I'm making for you.
Keep going.
You know, like the rings, you know, of all the things that are true, and like the leftists hate everything, including the leftists, right? Like it's a snake eating itself.
Yes.
So
yes,
it's both racist to have Uncle Ben on the rice and like erasing brown people out of society to take him off of the rice.
First of all,
It's
I
fucking
gotta,
hilarious.
I
to
gotta
me.
ask this.
I'm
That's
very
awesome.
entertained by
I gotta ask this. What happened to the other rice company that had a black guy as a spokesman?
it. I don't know, Uncle Ben. That's the only.
No, there was another one.
Was there?
This is the Louisiana rice, and I'm blanking
Uncle
on the
Ben
fuck.
Jones, I know.
Uncle Jazz.
Zatarans.
Oh, it's not Uncle Ben.
Nobody's talked
No.
about Zatarans.
Because nobody knows
But he's not.
fucking who Zatarans is.
No. I know who Zatarans is.
I have no fucking clue.
Like the fucking.
Bro, I'm Asian. Okay,
Like what?
our rice comes
Like what?
out of fucking big bags out of fucking Thailand.
He was playing a saxophone
Right,
on it.
right.
I don't remember
But-
if it's a black guy playing a sax on the box, but the commercials that they used to see.
That's what
was
you
a black guy playing
You're
a box.
thinking about the commercials. He was never a black dude on the box.
No, it wasn't
And
like
same
a.
thing
It
with
wasn't like
Aunt,
a picture.
Aunt Jemima, and like even the Dr. Seuss thing of like, do you know why Dr. Seuss
I don't
got
know why.
canceled?
No. I don't.
It's fucking hilarious to me. One of the books that
They're not canceled. They're fighting back.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're
No.
not. See, that's
No,
what I'm talking
hold
about.
on, hold
the
on. They're-
fucking spine,
they're-
bro. Like,
okay.
what the fuck happened
Okay,
with people?
so here's
They
the,
probably apologized for
the
it.
initial
Fucking pussies is what
story.
they are.
The initial story came out, and I thought, oh, that's weird, because it came out as like, hey, New York area is banning these books from their public schools. I'm like, well, that's dumb. And then it expanded to the publishers are no longer publishing these books. And I said, oh, that's fucked
What's
up.
the reason?
Because it's racist.
Why?
And then it expanded to eBay says that it goes against their hate policy and that you can't sell those books on eBay secondhand, which is fucking wildly nuts. You can go buy Mein Kampf on eBay, but you can't buy a Dr. Seuss book. And the image, I don't know if Chase is pulling it up or he's probably just fucking off his phone because he
I'm
hates this
fucking off on my phone.
conversation.
He's fucking
He
up
hates
on
this
his phone.
conversation. But it was a stereotypical depiction of a Chinese man. So he was like had the rice paddy hat and like traditional Chinese garb, and he was like running. And,
That
like,
was the
it was
video
like a single image of him, and like everybody else that's in there is like a caricature of like a white person.
Yeah.
But then, like, it's the one Asian guy, and they're like, "Look, it's so racist."
That was
it's very entertaining.
That was the video that I seen. It was an Asian guy who was talking about that. Who was like, "You don't have to be mad for me. I seen this. I get it. I'm fine." And it was still this, like it was him saying that. It was like you're canceling this because what essentially it is, Fred, is a bunch of white people with white guilt saying, "Hey, that's kind of racist." And even though the
I don't
Asians
believe
don't
in
feel
that.
bad about that,
Oh, hold on.
I'm going to feel bad about
Hold
it
on.
for him. No, that's exactly what it is. It's majority white and maybe some other races, but it's a bunch of white people that have some type of pull who feel bad about who have white guilt that are saying, "Hey, this is racist," and then the other people that involve that race look at it and go, "I don't really
Pass that-
care though.
Pass that down for him.
I don't
Fred can see
really
it.
give a shit." I thought the same thing when the thing with the Simpsons was happening. You remember when there was that
Apu.
documentary that came out about Apu, and my first thought was, okay, everybody in the Simpsons is a caricature of something else, essentially.
Right.
Homer, especially, he's supposed to be a white guy who's incredibly violent to his kids,
Right.
and nobody had a
way
problem
over the
with
top.
that. He choked the fuck out of his kids all the time.
Well, he needed it.
Yeah, and he was an
Bart-
idiot.
Bart
Who's a
did it.
fat idiot slob?
A fat idiot slob. So
Yeah. bad people.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a white American man who
He
was a
looked at
fat
me. It's
idiot
okay.
slob in charge of a lot of shit who beat his kids, and nobody had a problem with it.
So you're not supposed to do that?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and I thought that was horseshit. That Apu is what they got mad about.
I love that you're amped over this.
That one did piss me off. I'm not, because I really liked Apu.
He was a great character.
He was one of the smartest characters on the show,
Yep.
who was
Yep.
also fucking hardworking.
right.
And I'm like, that's the guy you want to get rid of?
And like anytime you like have him like expounding upon, like when he's more of a part of an episode, he's always like super wise and like
Yeah,
super insightful.
that's my point.
Like,
He was a fucking.
he was like a great.
Yes, it was stereotypical because he was something
everything
more,
in that show is stereotypical.
Yes, because he was more important in the country he immigrated from.
The
right?
fucking bus driver.
Yeah, we're fine with that
fucking
guy.
metalhead. Like
We're
Well,
fine with the metalhead,
Oh,
the metalhead druggie driving kids to school.
I love, and it's completely ridiculous. Zombie episode, and Apu is the one who saves the fucking family from the zombies.
yeah.
And he's like, well, I work at a gun, or excuse me, not a gun store. I work at a Quickie Mart, and I have all of the guns.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
he's
two
not wrong.
badass characters were him and the fucking landscaper.
Yeah, the Scottish
Yeah.
fucking janitor.
Every time he ripped his shirt off,
He's ripped. Yeah.
That's why-
I like the Halloween episode where he's the Freddy Krueger.
yeah. And
I love
listen,
the
I
Halloween
never,
episodes. They're the best.
I'll admit, I never seen the documentary on it, and at first I was like, maybe this is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
And then I seen that the guy who did the voice came out and apologized for doing the voice.
Oh no.
And I'm like, no, I can't. I'm not going to watch it now because now I know what it is. Now it's a crusade. It was a crusade that you went on. And I apologize if I'm wrong, but for the actor to apologize for doing the voice because of the documentary, I do kind of feel like it was a crusade.
You're a crusade.
Thank you.
So when did it become a problem to people
To be funny
to
or
be
unique or cool.
to be unique, to be
According
themselves,
to South Park, about every 5
to
years.
be?
It
to
wasn't
be,
the mid 2000s.
When did this turn happen? Why is it not
Hold
awesome
on,
to them?
Hold on. It did happen in the 90s, though.
It's been around forever.
I don't know that's true. Keep going, Fred.
Why is it not awesome? Why don't people take pride in the simple fact that they're being represented in something funny, something entertaining? Why is that a problem? I don't understand. See, this group of people are creating it to be a problem, but nobody ever was offended by it, in the first place. Like, why can't it be cool that we have a Scottish guy on the Simpsons show?
Right.
Why?
Well-
Why is that not
Well,
cool?
he didn't get canceled.
What
yet.
I don't
Apu
understand-
did.
Why not have Apu out there? Because Apu works at a fucking Quickie Mart? Okay,
Yes.
so who gives a fuck?
Because he's brown.
Why can't we have an Asian, a
Stereotypes.
black guy, a white guy? Why can't we have all these things to show culture? It just seems like people don't want people to be together, and it just seems like another mission to be divided again.
Yeah, that's exactly what
and
it's
that's
about.
and that's what my whole point is that where the fuck is everybody's spines going? Why is not everybody banding up against this shit and saying fuck you? Like, for instance, the Mr. Potato Head. I love that fucking Hasbro came out and said no, we're not fucking canceling it. Like, they were like they're actually fighting back. The Mr. Potato Head was another one they wanted to cancel because
I
they
thought
wanted
that it was
they
Hasbro
wanted-
that announced it.
Hasbro
no.
announced that they weren't doing
They
Mr.
weren't
Potato
going
Head anymore.
No, they announced that they're not going. That he's not going anywhere.
It's not a him. No, they first announced that it's no longer going to be gendered.
I
They
think that's
came
what.
out-
Yeah,
They came
So
out
this-
and announced that Mr. Potato Head is just Potato Head.
yeah. So
I feel like that was a marketing thing, though.
well, I feel like we have bigger problems in this fucking world than to worry about if we got a fucking toy
100
that represents some
%.
bullshit.
I've
And that's
heard-
the shit I'm talking about. These motherfucking simple-minded motherfuckers that are coming up trying to sit here, quote unquote, cancel culture is trying to cancel things instead of using this fucking energy to do better things
Cure
in this
cancer?
fucking world.
Fix
And that's the
homeless
shit
problems?
that's pissing me off is that we're allowing this to happen.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is everybody's spine? Why is everybody being a fucking bitch right now? That's my whole point. And I think it's ruining the image of America. Like, it's ruining what we're fucking our founding fathers fucking put in this fucking earth.
Freedom?
Is simply fucking freedom.
Yes.
They are literally the epitome of anti fucking freedom, and that's what's pissing me off right now.
Yes, but in saying that, Fred, you're racist.
He can't be. He's
And
brown.
you hate-
Fuck you.
He's brown.
Hold on.
He's brown. He
You
can't be
could be brown and be racist, just like you could be Bill Burr, married to a black woman, and be
Yeah,
racist.
but he's
Yeah,
white.
but he's white. Come
Yeah.
on.
That was the argument too. It's like after that, it's like, and don't assume because he's married to a black woman that he can't be racist, because you can have a minority sex servant and be racist.
Oh, what?
Minority sex
That's
servant.
what they
That's
called
great.
his wife, and she was like, "Shut the fuck
Oh,
up!
yeah,
you don't know
she's-
what you're talking about."
Yeah, she goes on the podcast.
If she's married to
great.
Bill Burr,
She's pretty
you
great.
know she's gonna fucking talk shit about whoever is talking shit about her or him. She's got to be a tough woman to be married to him.
Yeah.
But once again, I don't get it. But it's exactly what you said. People have lost their spines. They don't want to stand up for it because they don't want people coming after them. They're scared.
Greed. Because greed.
Because
because they don't want
it's a bit of
that
greed
and fear.
right? Because like you don't want to lose your job, do you?
Yeah,
nobody wants to lose their job.
Right,
exactly.
So like there's a
So
lot.
why
of
does that person or why does that group of people get to determine what my fucking job is? Or
because it's
not? Because
well
of what?
like
There's no good
it's
answer
like
for
a
it.
feeding frenzy.
Yeah, there's
right?
no good answer
But like
for it.
also it works. Like I feel like I had an Asian friend from high school.
When?
I had no Asian friends in high school.
No,
actually.
no. Before us?
Yeah, high school.
Oh, okay. Nobody
BC.
cares then.
BC.
So
Before
they're
Chase.
against Aunt Jemima being on a syrup bottle,
Can
but they're totally okay with
Hey,
strippers being
hey,
on fucking
hey,
stage.
He's trying to fucking tell a story over here.
No, it's not just that. Hey, it's not just Aunt Jemima being on a
I
syrup
love
bottle.
how everybody's interrupting everybody, but Fred's getting very offended by it.
That's not the problem.
haven't been able to say anything I want to say.
That's not the problem. They want to cancel that, but child porn is still okay.
I mean,
There's still a lot of that shit that doesn't get canceled on social media.
it's not because
Yeah.
there's
I
police
don't know
out
how
there.
you haven't had a chance to say anything. Like I checked out of the conversation for like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes.
That might have been when I was
and
going.
to let you talk, and
So
it's like
it's-
the second I got into this conversation, you started like getting offended here.
It's just Jeff talking.
You need to be canceled.
Right.
It's because you're a white guy
Yeah.
and he's trying to talk.
Yeah, the brown guy's trying to talk. You fucking
right.
You need
right.
to
white
throw that
supremacist.
around a little bit more.
to bring it back to what I was trying to
I
talk
don't
about
use that as a crutch in my fucking life because I'm not a pussy.
before
okay?
you got offended there and threw the mic away like you just did. I'm trying to talk to you, faggot. Come on.
I have been trying to talk this entire time. Go ahead. What is it? What is it? What is it?
I
What is it?
haven't cut you off, you faggot.
What is it?
I'm trying to get myself canceled, so I
What
just use
is
that word
it?
as much as possible.
Yes.
So I talked to you about this off the podcast, but before Hefe got here,
Okay.
She put up on a story, and it was about this Asian hate thing that's going on. That is like, it sucks that shooting happened. I'm not positive that it's Asian hate, but like I think that it's very easy to pull people into this racist bullshit that's going on. And so she put out what I consider a fairly like racist statement, trying to like just make everything about white people, white supremacy, I guess I'll say that. Like it wasn't like I hate white people, but it was like everything that's wrong with the world is because of white supremacists was pretty much the gist of what I took away
in
from
the world?
of in the United States.
I was about to say, in the world, there's some pretty shitty fucking things happening out there.
but they were talking about all these atrocities that happened, and it's all
Okay.
because of white supremacists.
Okay.
But it ties into this bigger narrative that like to be just being white makes you a white supremacist. But I feel like this person, for one, did not have any of these crazy ass thoughts like back when I knew them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also the mid 2000s. Like we fucking didn't buy into all this shit, right? Like when did we start buying into all of this fucking like everything is racist? Like it's a bait, right? Everybody starts throwing baits around, and like you just play each other off. Like, well, I'm brown. What the fuck you got a problem with that? Like, I don't know. There's better people have summed that up than what I just said, but essentially the game that's being played is very effective at making people be divisive against each other. Like, for instance, getting an Asian person that feels frustrated and feels like there's a bunch of hate against them, put out a post that's anti-white supremacist, but does it in a way that makes people that aren't white supremacists be like, well, hey, what the fuck? Like, and it's just that on itself over and over and over and over again, to where black people and white people and Asian people that would have no fucking issues with each other at whatsoever, you start trying to pin everybody against each other. Like it's almost designed to be divisive. They want America to fall apart. That's almost the point of it, I feel like. And that's very closely tied to this cancel culture bullshit.
I don't even know the full story about this whole Asian, quote unquote, Asian hate thing. I did hear recently that, again, this is hearsay. I did not go deep on this and everything, but I did hear and briefly read a few things about there being this uprising or this increase in hate versus people that are Asian descent. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know why people are talking about it. We talked about this, and you said that it's the media's agenda to change it every once in a while, so that way they have something fresh to talk about. I don't know, whatever bullshit. I don't even know where the hate's coming from. And if that's
What-
the case, I'm Asian, so do I have to watch my back now?
So
'Cause-
the
You can't hang out with us.
is that what it is?
so
Like
the-
I'm just trying to figure this out. Like I got to follow the times, right?
the argument is that it's because of Trump and it's because of the Wuhan virus. That's the bullshit that's getting thrown out there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know really of anything else of why, other than like there's a huge problem with like random acts of violence with the African American community. Now I'm trying not to get canceled. See how that worked?
Oh, we're already canceled.
In like the Oakland area and you know, like outside of Seattle and
You
Portland.
got canceled as soon as you said African.
American.
We're still Americans.
Dead air. I like dead air.
I'm listening to
Like
you.
fucking
That's
cancer
why I stopped
suppressors.
talking.
Yeah.
Oh, like we just got canceled right now. Like everyone just stopped talking.
But of like attacking old Asian people for seemingly no reason. Like an old man actually died. Like a guy ran up and shoved him, and he fucking like fell and died from it because he was 94.
Did you see the article, or the pictures that people were posting after that? Because after that, the
They're talking
article,
about white supremacists.
yes,
Yeah.
it was to stop the spread of white supremacists or something. They were going to do some type of thing for this this individual that died, but it was about white supremacists, and it was a black teenager that ran up and pushed him.
There's a version of The View that's like a little bit more urban, a little bit more. You know what I'm talking about? Have you
Yes.
heard of it?
I've heard of it. I don't think I've never seen it.
Do you
Like a TV show?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, and it's all women, but
I
it's
know
like
one of the people.
it's more like
I know of one of the
urban,
people on it,
more,
but I don't know.
more black women, but not all black women. But it's like The View, but it's like just generally like more people that talk like you when you get like hyped up or mad.
They talk like me.
Yeah.
Racist. Ha!
I don't know what it is. What it's called.
I just do you know?
It's all non-white women. That's the easiest way to
But
say
anyways, there's an Asian chick on it. She's like kind of a ghetto Asian chick, and they bring this up. They talk about this is well before the shooting or anything like that. And she goes on this like long apology tour on behalf of older Asians, saying that they were racist because of white people towards black people.
And that's not why
And
they're
that's-
racist.
and-
Asians were just racist.
And then that's why there's this animosity
No offense,
between
Fred.
the black community and the Asian community, and why these Asians are getting attacked for no reason. And that,
Huh.
That's elaborate.
No, it's just
right. That is very fucking elaborate. It was very interesting.
I think why can't we just judge people individually for their own actions? Like,
Racist.
why can't we just judge
Racist.
them?
Racist.
like that?
racist.
Why
It's
does
not-
is it
racist.
easier just to judge a group?
No,
that
it's
goes
'cause-
back to nuance, and you're not allowed to do
Well,
that.
Fuck off! I'm still speaking. This is a free goddamn country. I'll say what the fuck I want.
For
Socialism.
now.
Socialism's all about collectivism.
Yeah, the
And that-
community over the
and, like,
individual.
Socialism as a concept
Mm-hmm.
is become more popular, right? Like all of a sudden, it's like it's a division, like it's a part of the Democratic Party. So like half of the country isn't socialist, but like half of the country, maybe half of them, are starting to think socialism is a pretty good idea. So they're buying into a lot of these like collectivist ideas. So of course, a lot of these, race baiting crazy bullshit, it starts becoming a lot more viable in a lot of people's minds. That's why cancel culture, I think, is growing. Does that not make sense?
No, yeah, I can understand that. What was that one thing I heard? Is like sticks and stones can break your bones. Words never hurt me was back.
No,
in, like,
words
when we were
is literal violence.
but now
Fred.
words is literal violence. Like it's literal murder right now.
Yes.
Like words hurt my feelings.
Do you remember why Jordan Peterson got as famous as he did?
Yes.
Because let me say yes.
Fred,
Spoke the truth
do you remember?
on the capacity
Yeah.
for violence.
That's what it was. I think that's
No, what
Nope.
blew him up was he said, I am not going to be forced to
The
call
Canadian-
you what you want me to call you.
The Canadian government passed a law compelling speech saying that it was going to be illegal for you to not use particular verbiage that someone else wants you to use.
Meaning, if I tell you to call me her and you call me him, now I can sue you, or that's a criminal act.
No, criminal act.
Criminal
specifically.
act.
It wasn't.
Criminal
It wasn't a civil thing.
Okay, yeah, specifically criminal then. And his thing was that no, that's bullshit.
You can't compel speech.
I have no problem with calling you what you want to be called. And he said that. I don't have a problem doing that, but you can't tell me I can't say something.
yeah.
That's what
No.
blew him up.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't that. wasn't. You can't tell me I can't say something. You can't tell me I have to say something.
That
Compelled speech.
Yes.
And that's what it was like. There's a huge distinction between saying you can't use a certain word and you have to use these words.
Yes.
There's a huge distinction in common law, and the way
I kind of agree to that.
And he's huge into studying
Out of respect, right?
Right.
Because I'm a respectful person by nature.
Yeah.
If you that's what you prefer, sure. I don't see myself not giving you respect.
Right.
But you can't sit here and say that I am fucking a piece of shit because I won't do what you want me to do.
You're
I don't.
same.
no.
You're a piece of shit.
So, like, Jordan Peterson in particular had studied both the German Nazi regime and the Russian communist regime very thoroughly, and so he was very well versed in the atrocities and that stuck out in his head of something that they did to where they compelled speech, which affects essentially compelling thought is the extension of it.
If I could control what you're supposed to say, I'm now controlling how you think about something.
Mind,
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the stand he made, and that's when like all the college students were freaking out on him.
That's what blew him up. That it was that shit exactly.
I thought it was his quote for violence.
That's just what you liked.
No, I mean that's where all of the Instagrams went.
That probably came out later, but no, it was the videos of him saying that. It was exactly what Dylan said. It was this law that said that now that's a criminal act. And he's like, you can't tell me that I have to say those specific words. Because he was going with a bunch of different things. I think one of them was, what if I forget? What if it's an accident? What if it's this? What if it's that? That's criminal? That I use the wrong verbiage?
Yes.
Or that you want me to say this specific thing when it's not factually true?
It's Canada.
Yeah. That's what he was going with.
How's that thing going over there, Fred?
I think it's going fine.
Who are you talking to?
Nobody.
Ah.
He's in the mood.
They're probably an elder.
Elder.
Yeah.
Elder.
How many fingers is that? I don't know what that is.
Means that's exactly how many minutes we have left.
Oh, that worked out pretty good.
Yeah. So the beginning point that I was making and where I wanted to end up is that I never understood why this cancel culture gained power in the first place. Like why is it a thing that they can just pick whatever they want?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens if another mob comes out and says, you know what, I'm going to cancel this? Then what happens? Is it whoever has the bigger mob wins? Is that how we're gonna go?
Yeah, I mean,
like
yes.
Something that they believe in, right? Let's say let's take a very tender topic. Let's say transgenderism, right? Let's just take that as a topic. People that are being transgender should be like you have to respect them. Like if they do the sex change and they are 100% a woman, you will treat them 100% like they were never a biological male. They are a woman.
Always have been
a male.
Yes.
And you have to treat them like they are a woman now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say we create a culture ourselves and just say, nope, that's canceled. Nope, we're going to cancel that. You cannot do that. What happens?
the bigger one wins.
That's
exactly
and that's what's kind of scary is why the fuck are we? Why is this a thing? Are we bored?
So you
No.
remember?
Are we bored? So we have to find something else to bitch about? Is that
No.
what's going on?
It's a rise of socialism. This is what happens.
Yeah.
Well,
This is, I mean, I know I'm a broken record here, but this is tied to it. So
Yeah.
you're confused on why there's a rise. It's because there's a rise in people that are buying into these socialistic ideas, and this happened.
Yes.
This happened several times over, and it happened the same way, by the way,
Mhm.
in those countries. Like the liberal ideas of the time were the justification. It's all compassion based,
Mhm.
and then it morphs and gets ugly very quickly.
burning
and the
books
snake
and
eats
banning books
itself.
is never a fucking good idea.
And
Right.
that's repeating the past.
And yeah, but the
That's
problem
happened before.
is that the people doing it now say it's for your benefit.
We're going to repeat our mistakes.
I don't
we
know if you
we
know-
don't have them to learn from.
What
I'm sure they
Mao
said it at
and
first.
Stalin said when they were
It's for your benefit.
yes,
Yes.
every
Yep.
time.
That I said that before when
History repeats itself.
Antifa was getting all the attention. I'm like, they're behaving like fascists though.
Right.
They're doing fascist things.
But all they have to do is call themselves anti-fascist, and
Yeah.
then they're the anti-fascists,
Yeah,
even though
exactly.
they're it's a big name game.
and that's why Andy is now racist.
Who's Andy?
Andy, no.
Andy, no,
Oh.
he's an Asian guy who's against Antifa for numerous things. Like he embedded with them a few times, but because he's Asian and
He's a
against
dude that
them,
like the
it's
crowd
because of
beat
white
the shit out
supremacists.
of because he was a reporter.
That guy. The reporter. The guy got
he
spit
got
on.
fucked up by him.
The gay guy.
I
Isn't he
think he
gay?
just has a lisp. I don't know that he's gay.
I don't
No, I
think
thought
he's
somebody
gay.
said that he's actually homosexual, something like that, and then him getting beat on when he was around that was fucked up. I thought that was like the controversy.
I don't think
No,
that's-
no.
okay,
The
all right.
controversy is that they beat the shit out of him for him being a reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was him being a reporter in the area that they
Okay.
didn't like.
That was his crime.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was the guy who put out the book that got the banjo player from Mumford & Sons fired.
Right.
You guys ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of that is true.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
I feel like I think that's literally a very close call of what we're going to be.
So
ending up.
so this doesn't end on like a sour note and doom and gloom. Do yourself a favor, hop on Netflix and just watch Dave Chappelle show before it's canceled. Because I was having Darian watch this and she was like, "How the fuck is this okay? Like Dr. Seuss is canceled, but this is fine."
We were talking about
Those-
that.
The episode of like the white family that are called the N-word.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Different
pretty
time,
good.
man.
It is so funny.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle's great.
There's some country music guy that she really likes that got canceled recently, and it was because someone had like a Ring doorbell and were recording him from across the street, and he was drunk going into his house talking to a friend, and like tell that and like with an A, not an ER,
Mhm.
To get his ass up here or some shit like that, and like his
Jesus,
representative
that's so far fetched.
representative
Oh my
can't
God,
like
they
like
reached.
dropped
They reached for that one.
dropped for everything. Dropped. He's clearly racist. Listen to
Oh
this
my
racist
God, that was.
thing. Like his fucking promoter
Yeah.
dropped him. His agent dropped him. Like
You know what I don't
fucking
understand is why is it that they can't say that word, but everybody else can say all the other words that are racist? I never understood that. I've heard, I hear it all day, every day, even on live TV where they call them like they use the word.
Well, I
cracker,
feel like that's the game, isn't
like
it?
cracker, like why is it that you
No.
can say cracker?
Well, specifically like like black people and they use it constantly, all the fucking time. But that's the game, right? Like they want to make it common language. But then if someone of the wrong color uses it, even if it's not in a hateful way, it's in a hateful way. You have
So
to
that's
be
why
canceled.
I
You
don't
have to be
understand
fired.
that I hear it a lot. You know, they use cracker or there's other terms. I don't know.
They
I
use
don't
cracker on you.
no
I was about to say they're not throwing that at Fred.
no.
Yeah. I just think of the teacher. You remember that old it's not that old, but you remember that fucking substitute teacher
I
that
think-
was
I
like,
think I
I
know
said, not
It was with an A, not an ER.
Do you remember what I'm talking about, Fred? It's like it fucking went viral. I think it was probably like 2012,
I know what you're talking
2014,
about.
somewhere
I
around
definitely don't remember that.
I don't remember.
Forever ago.
Yeah,
I don't remember
he got canceled over that shit.
it. Anyway, well, that's another great conversation. I think that was very appropriate because we're doing a show that's trying to fight and battle against all of the things that we find against
This might have
our
to be
culture.
like an ongoing topic.
Yeah, this might have to be another part 2 or something like that. But anyway, that's enough time for today, ladies and gentlemen. Signing off, we have Bad Karma Live.
Do I need to read a quote? I got a quote.
I figured you were looking for
All right,
one.
So violence, after all, is no mystery. It's peace that's the mystery. Violence is the default. It's easy. It's peace that is the difficult. Learned, inculated, and earned.
Is that Jordan Peters?
It's not actually.
Okay.
What does inculated mean?
It's like processing. Trying to
He googled that.
understand
Because he knew I was going to ask
Did you see I just threw the phone when I said that? It's because I knew what it was.
Because he
Because
looked
he
it up.
looked it up before you
I
asked.
have to know it if I'm going to quote it.
Yeah, so he looked it up.
He's like, Fred's gonna ask me on this shit.
Sean used the N-word.
And I just kind of was stunned a second. Well, then get away from the door, nigga. And
All right, sorry, I just
And
had
that's-
is that what he said?
yeah, he got fired over that.
That's clear
that was,
malfunction
that was
sign off.
15 years ago.
I don't even remember that.
Have a fucking good life, people. Don't get canceled. Love you.
Yeah.
Dude, we're here. We're canceled.
All right, got Jeff.
Don't be a piece of shit.
There you go. I am the Nitro Panda. Thanks for listening, guys. And yeah, take care. Later.
Bye.